the initial funding is $5.6 million, is that right?
Yes, $5.6 million revolving fund that when someone is taken out of the fund, it'll allow those funds to be available for someone else.
Okay, well, but that wouldn't be enough to fully finance something like the Barfield building.
Correct. Like we said in the press conference, this is a secondary source of financing. We had hoped that most people have their primary source in place, and this may allow them to get bridge financing or a smaller piece of that. So this is not for one full project. This is smaller pieces of multiple projects. The application process will actually be through Panhandle Regional Planning Commission. They'll administer the process. Anybody that has a project that's in the downtown Amarillo area as defined by the tier zone number 1 is eligible to apply for this project. Now, of course, our priority is real estate development and redevelopment and with a housing component, and it's short-term financing. This is not the long-term financing that maybe another lender would take a 10 or 15-year term. We see the terms on this from 3 to 5 years. So, but they do have to go through the application process. The banks will vote. They'll have an equal vote, and once approved, they will have to find some other form of lender to take them on a permanent basis.
So is this like a bridge loan up front, or is this something on the back end of another loan?
Well, it could be either. It depends on the project and the stage of the project. But if it's needed to get the project started, then it will be an interim loan. If it's needed to get the project taken out by another lender, it'll be a bridge loan.
But if it's up front, where is the commitment from the other lender? I mean, does it have to be a letter of credit, or how does a commitment look to this consortium? What does a commitment look like?
Well, as part of the application process, we will ask for other lenders' commitments, and that may be contingent upon their approval in this process. So we will make sure if they do need a long-term lender that they will have been in contact with them for this project.
Okay, all right. So it's, to translate it, it's sort of like buying a house contingent on the sale of your old home.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be a good way to put it. I think the most interesting part of this is competing banks working together for the good of Amarillo.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the beauty of this consortium.
And who put this together? You said Melissa said it took a while.
It's been in the works for a number of years, and it's a partnership between Downtown Amarillo Inc., Center City Inc., and the local banks. And that process started about 2 years ago, and it's finally culminating in the Downtown Lending Consortium.
Were the what I would call the non-local banks like Bank of America, were they invited in and declined?
Well, every bank in Amarillo was invited to participate in this fund. Other banks didn't participate for various reasons. It wasn't that they declined because they didn't want to do it. They may not have had time. They may not be allowed to do this. There's a host of reasons why they're not involved. And in the future, they're welcome to join.
Okay. Tell me a little about the other banks that didn't come into this.
Well, it's challenging for the national banks. They have to go through a big process through the corporation, through a bank that's typically located somewhere else, to do something like this. So this would be out of the scope of what they would normally do in a smaller market like this. So that's the loan consortium. Those who participate can make the decisions here locally. That's kind of why we.
Is that what it hinged on then? The local decision making?
Right. That's a key. And the local buy-in and the local desire here locally to make it work downtown.